I'm Joe Brooke and I am a music producer for adverts and TV and a documentary filmmaker. I was in an array of very unsuccessful bands which slowly but surely became more successful through trial and error, and then eventually it's kind of, you know, that rags to rags story. You know, I started at the bottom, continued along the bottom, and I ended up on the bottom. I went up to University of Northampton and I played in a lot of unsuccessful bands, and then a few bands who did pretty well on quite a low level, but I had a couple of major label deals and one independent label deal. In terms of overall success, probably Ginger Snaps. But in terms of commercial success, I mean, selling records, probably Oh Boy, which was a grunge band in the early 2000s. And I played Reading and Leeds, Glastonbury, Isle of Wight Festival, Truck Festival, Great Escape, Hit the North. I played a lot of major UK festivals and Jameson's Festival in Russia, which probably wouldn't be allowed to play that now. But I didn't enjoy as much as I should have done any of it, really, because I was so stressed all the time about the performance and making sure everyone was there. And I kind of tour managed it all myself, which was a mistake. I wish I'd enjoyed it more. But I did do some cool stuff. Probably the most fun was Reading and Leeds with Ginger Snaps. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, just the experience was great, but the performance was great and the crowd was well received. Truck Festival with Oh Boy was very good too. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. It was increasingly difficult as I got to have a family to justify to myself losing the time I was having with the family. And there was one particular moment, actually. I was in Scotland, I was in Glasgow, and I remember I was really cold, and I was sitting in a really cold room out the back before I went on. The gig was not well sold. That tour did well in other places, but in Glasgow it did not do well. There was like maybe 30 tickets sold. It was awful. And I just remember thinking, I don't really enjoy touring. And I thought, that's probably quite fundamental to being a musician. And I realised that I didn't enjoy it because everyone else seemed to be having a really great time. The rest of the band were having a really good time. And I was just like, I just really missed my family and I really missed being at home, which I think is when I realised I needed to return to the studio and just start trying to work as a studio musician and producer. After doing the band stuff, and which I played my final gig as Ginger Snaps in 2018, after doing that, I probably had the most success musically after that by just writing for adverts and TV, which is what I do now. I started getting asked whether I could make little social media content for artists, so I did some like documentary films for, at the time there was a lot of those like Little Pete type artists, so I did like Fat Nick and like some stuff like that, like their social media content, like documentary films for them and stuff. And then I did a couple of music videos. I edited a music video and created a music video for the Lumineers and Prophets of Rage and Nathaniel Rateliff. So Janae was the first artist that I worked with, and it was her dad reached out to me because he'd seen Oh Boy and then he'd seen Ginger Snaps. So he'd seen both of the things that had any sort of level of credibility. And he was like, he was really into Oh Boy particularly, and he was like, I want you to work with my daughter.
Hi, I'm Viddy. I am from Bedfordshire, and I have been doing music for, 11 years now. I am a solo artist on record, but we're changing that. We're going to get the band involved a bit more. I know Jay because my dad heard Jay on the radio. So my dad is very into music. He's the reason that I do music. He made us do all the guitar lessons. Like, Irish dad wanted us to learn an instrument. I would not be playing instruments now if it wasn't for my dad's influence. He would always just like, if he like heard something on the radio or like heard of someone that I could potentially work with, he'd send them to me because he listens to Six Music all day, every day. He's such a Six Music dad. He had Ginger Snaps, which is Jay's previous project on the radio, and he heard that he was from Northampton, which isn't far away from Bedford, and he was like, and it was kind of a time where I was just in a band and I'd left that band to go solo. And I was also quite young, I was 17, so I wanted to work with a load of people to find my feet and get that experience. Obviously there was a spark between our creative partnership, and we decided to write another song together, do another writing session together, and then we wrote a song which we both really liked, and naturally, as I was quite young, I didn't really know what the next steps were about putting it out, so he really just helped me and mentored me through that. Because we've been working with each other for years, it definitely started off as we were writing together, Jay was producing everything, he was even mixing everything, which is kind of unheard of, because you usually get someone else to mix it because it's a fresh pair of ears, but obviously when you're an independent artist you can't really afford that.
And I think that working with other artists has helped me like music again, which is weird, because I think that when you're on that constant treadmill, which I was on, of putting a record out, it having a little bit of success, and then trying to quickly get another song out of yourself in order to not lose momentum on the project, it's like a poison for creativity, that. So yeah, it's been really great working with other people, and having started to write again for myself, I think I'm coming at it in a different way, which has been nice. And I don't have any deadlines or anything. I'm not doing it because I want to be famous or anything. I'm just doing it. I'll probably end up selling them. And because I used to be oh well, we just find something, and then we just at the sound or something, and then we just go towards that. And it was very contrived and very thought out. And I've actually been talking to Janae quite a lot recently. My job actually isn't that, and I've actually been too, with all the artists I've worked with over the years, I've really, since 2018, I reckon I've worked with 10 artists, and I think I've been too domineering with them. I've been too this is what you should do, and actually that's not my job at all. And it's taken since 2018 for me to realise my job is actually to listen. Just recently I've been saying that I don't want people to turn up here unless they've got at least an idea of what they want it to sound like, or I think that because I think the idea has to come from them.